or another, going to the top 3 performers and taking the pictures with the top 3 performers. What about those who are falling through the system? Where's the focus on them? Why aren't we asking ourselves why? One of the mandates, and I think it's very important, of IDEA, the Individuals with Disability Act in the US, and its successor, No Child Left Behind, 2001-2004, is the fact that the burden of an education or assessment has been taken away from the students' performance and put in the hands of the teachers and the administrators. Simply because if the child has not learned or is not succeeding, it is because the teacher has failed, or the school has failed, or the system has failed. We have entire schools in this country that are performing below par. Is it that every student in that school is incapable or intellectually disabled? It is that something is wrong with that school or the system, or more resources need to be placed in that area. This should be a right, because those students are not being afforded an appropriate education. The system is robbing them, and according to our Constitution, that is their right. But where's the legal recourse? How are we administering that right? If my child ends up in a school, and you know we like the prestige school, government school system in Trinidad, because we need to admit to ourselves in our society that we come from a colonial past, and a lot of the vestiges of that are still with us. So we love the we against them situation. We love, my child is doing so well. How is your child doing? Because, I got a 5-minute wrap. Because, and I'm very passionate about this, because, I have a brother who went to this noble institution, whose name I shall not call, who, I fortunately for some reason did well in school. And my brother struggled very much. And he struggled. Because he was dyslexic. And I remember my late father, picking him up in spelling. And he was trying to spell was, and he was only spelling so. And he was chastised, and it wasn't his fault. He wasn't diagnosed. After he was diagnosed, he went through secondary school, applied to UE, and came and graduated with honors as an engineer. And he has his own company now, and he's doing very well. And it's just, one example of the importance of the system providing for persons with disabilities, and the system not being optional, and it being a right. And in my last 2 minutes, I just wanted to talk about, the good work that the organizations have been doing. Down Syndrome Family Network and Autism Society and the Consortium of Persons with Disabilities and SHADA, and I know you're not a group, this lady with her son with hearing problem, is it? I remember, because I interviewed so many of these people, and you just see the struggle on a daily basis, and the pain, and these are citizens of this country who have the right to access of all our resources like everybody else. It should not be optional. And one of the challenges I think we face is the issue of great organizations working in silos, as opposed to dealing with special needs as an umbrella and coming together and advocating for legislative change and the laws to support all persons with disabilities, because we cannot continue working in silos and replicating and duplicating efforts. It has to be a unified, well thought out, coordinated assault on the status quo to ensure that in 2, 3, 5 years, within this political cycle, it is mandated that the necessary legislation be in place to provide support services, funding, and everything every child or person with disability needs, inclusive of access, inclusive of education, inclusive of recognition, so that every individual can fulfill their true potential. This is a basic human right. We all have potential at different levels, and it must be supported by the state. Thank you very much for your attention.